Hey Deep Divers, welcome back to Deep Dive Disney. My name is Eric. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, thank you so much for joining us. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. To give you a little info on who I am and why I'm doing this, I'm a former cast member of both Walt Disney World and Disneyland. I also toured the country with Disney, and so now I'm going back and reacting to Disney films I've never seen before. I'm also kind of diving deep into some of the anniversary specials and things like that. So today I'm going to be reacting to and telling stories about my experiences working in the entertainment department at Magic Kingdom and Epcot at Walt Disney World, while reacting to and watching some of the older Disney character training videos. This was actually recommended by subscriber Eric Jansen, so thank you so much, Eric, for recommending this. This was a really good idea. So I've basically taken a bunch of short training videos and compile them into one long video. It runs over an hour and a half, so I don't think we're going to watch this whole thing today, so there might be a part two. Speaking of part twos and things, the next 2 weeks will probably be a little bit spottier with episodes, simply because I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be in New Hampshire visiting my family, so I won't be around as much. But for right now, let's dive into watching the Walt Disney World character training videos and see what we find. Here we go. Okay, so I'm back. We've had a bit of a costume change, as you can tell. I started to record last night. I hit play on the character training videos, and my neighbors then decided to start having a very loud party. So it was just, I couldn't continue. So I've not watched any of this yet. We're going to do it now. Oh, it's Disneyland. Ooh, Bat Mickey.
The Disneyland Walt Disney World Entertainment Division presents this character training tape so that you who are...
We used to call him Bat Mickey because of the widow's peak. He looks like a vampire.
...responsibility of your job, as well as the problems you might encounter. It's
the problems.
Acquaint you with the personality of the character and the possibilities for animation and movement within the limits of the costume. Mickey Mouse has a glorious history. Naturally, the best way to get to know him is to start at the beginning.
It's a very good place to start.
First Disney sound cartoon entitled Steamboat Willie. This cartoon made in 1928.
It's crazy knowing now that I live in LA that this cartoon was made like 15 minutes from my house. That's nuts to me.
In the hearts of millions with his...
This thing that I grew up watching and this like history and the lore of it and the first talkie and all of that in Walt's garage was made up the street. It's nuts.
He has played everything from a fireman to a giant killer, from an inventor to a detective.
That's one of my favorite shorts, Ghost Hunters. Or Lonesome Ghosts. Lonesome Ghosts.
Become an international personality and is known and loved all over the world as the single official host of Walt Disney Productions. Our Mickey Mouse is an average young boy of no particular age, clean living,
average young boy.
Polite, brave, and clever. He's not a clown, nor is he silly or dumb. Mickey would never lose his temper or do anything dishonest or sneaky. His age will vary with the situation. When he's among children, he's always light and gay. He loves to have fun with them and possesses all the energy and curiosity of a young boy.
It's amazing. The gloves are just regular gloves, like regular white gloves.
And will politely shake hands. He is the symbol of the Disney company, of everything that...
It looks like the bow tie... It is. The bow tie's like part of the head.
A unique era in motion pictures, art, television, animation, and design.
Ooh, this tracking is getting me.
A spirit of happiness, laughter, harmony, and friendship to millions of people all over the world. Undoubtedly, Mickey Mouse is the most famous of all Disney characters.
Well, yeah.
Whether you're playing Mickey in the park, at a special event, in a department store...
In a department store? I guess a special event.
You should try to locate a clean, fairly spacious area in which to dress.
You should try to locate?
Costume on a chair or table.
That's weird.
Or hang it up.
Oh, that's a guy. That's a little unusual.
The voice of Mickey Mouse is easily recognized, and the children are not fooled by imitation. So while you're in costume, the first rule is that you do not talk.
You can make a kissing sound, that is all.
Of youngsters eager for autographs, pictures, or some special attention.
The worst is when you have to sneeze. I've learned how to sneeze silently because of working at Disney. Hey! Chew. That was even loud for what it normally is.
Cleared areas so the children may surround you with a minimum
That's
of...
crazy. I mean, when I went through traditions, they were always like, do not go into stores. Do not go anywhere near the entrances of stores because you will cause a fire hazard. You will cause a traffic jam.
And a quick turn or slip could cause an accident.
It's once cleared a table at a breakfast. You certainly can clear if you can't see.
And shopping bags are too easily dropped and broken.
And babies. Don't touch babies.
Leave the area and inform your supervisor.
Should there be a mishap, just walk away.
Unpredictable audience. Children are sometimes hard to understand and may give you an extra affectionate pat on the back or even a playful punch.
I was going to say that kid on the left looks like he's being the bad kid.
Most important to remember is that to the children, Mickey Mouse is real. The fact that there is a person in
The most important thing to remember is your ears can be used as self-defense if you turn quickly. Boom.
Mickey is a happy character and loves to dance and perform.
Yeah, it's amazing how different the costume is now. The shoes are pretty much the same, but like the pants don't have any kind of padding in them. They're a darker or more muted color of red. The bow tie is gigantic and attached to the head. So yeah, there doesn't seem to be any body padding on him. Well, Mickey.
Basically, your goal
Cute.
as a Disney character is to become that character. It's your job to bring the animated Mickey Mouse to life. To give him...
I'm really shocked that Disney has allowed these videos to stay online for as long as they have. With all their talk of character integrity and not wanting people to talk about their experiences, and even me, when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm trying to do it in a way that is vague because I care about the integrity of the characters and I don't want to ruin the magic. But this, I mean, thankfully they didn't... Well, no, they did show someone hanging up the costume, so I'm shocked that this is still online. Love those balloons.
The Disneyland Walt Disney World Entertainment
Hey, someone in my height range.
tape so that you who are portraying the popular characters of
Ooh, Pluto looks different.
Pluto or Goofy will better understand the responsibility of your job as well as the problems you might encounter. It's also our purpose to acquaint you with the personality of the character and the possibilities for animation and movement within the limits.
Yeah, there's no padding on Minnie either, although I don't think there is much. Not that I've ever, you know.
Mickey Mouse.
Didn't we just watch this?
Mickey made his film debut in the first Disney sound cartoon entitled Steamboat Willie. From an inventor to a detective,
The telephone?
cowboy to a magician.
Alright. Well, we're gonna skip this because that's all the same.
Minnie Mouse has been Mickey's leading lady and sweetheart for over 40 years. Even though she'll always be Mickey's girl, Minnie does have a personality of her own.
Oh, that's nice.
And quite sophisticated when surrounded by men, but adores little children and loves to play games with them.
Wow. It's such a completely different costume.
And a smart and vivacious young lady. Minnie is extremely proud of Mickey and always wants him to do his very best,
And she's taller than him. Interesting.
holding his hand and sharing in his success.
Generally, Minnie will be shorter.
Mickey's humble and lovable hound first appeared in cartoons as Minnie's dog. It was
That's true.
a year, however, before Walt Disney decided that Pluto was the perfect canine companion
that Mickey would steal Minnie's dog.
Pluto is gentle, loyal, and extremely curious. He is the mascot in this quintet of characters and is perfectly content to follow the others, meeting and greeting along the way. Pluto is all dog and responds quickly.
He's all dog.
Hug. Since his birth in 1930, Pluto has appeared in hundreds of cartoons.
I will say, as far as favorite characters, Donald is my favorite character in animation, but in the parks, Pluto is my favorite character. I think he's just adorable in the park.
Brought another Disney cartoon character to the forefront of the entertainment industry.
And the wise little hen.
Form of a little white duck named Donald. He's foolish enough to let his temper get the best of him, but funny enough to get out of trouble. He likes people, especially...
I mean, there obviously have been changes to this, but the general look is very similar.
Takes his little self very seriously and tries to run the show whenever he can. When he's not the boss, he becomes frustrated, loses his temper, and erupts into a squawking rage. It's then that the Donald Duck...
Ooh, there's this one band guy in the back who's just really... Oh, now they're all starting to get into it a little bit, but... He's trying to pull focus as much as he possibly can.
Of his mischief, Donald is a beloved screen comic. He has made over 125 films. In all of his career, no one has ever suggested that he be anything other than his quick-tempered self.
Oh,
I'm brave. But I'm careful.
Goofy, that gangly, silly, overgrown dog made his film debut with Walt Disney Productions soon after Donald Duck in 1934. Although, in fact, Goofy is a dog in man's clothing, he is really quite human. A kindly, eager soul.
He's just a goof.
Gentleman. Goofy has none of the physical attributes usually associated with a star. His back is bowed, and his shoulders are narrow.
It's interesting how much from the neck down they just look like people in clothes. The padding and whatnot that has been added in the years since has really helped add a kind of animated feel to them, because these just feel like a guy wearing pants.
Goofy always ends up doing everything either wrong or completely backwards. Being the everlasting optimist, he laughs at his mistakes and makes the most of them. Goofy's homespun charm has proven irresistible. In his films over the last 40 years, he has risen steadily to stardom. Throughout his career,
Something wrong here.
live up to his name. He is simply himself, Goofy. As a member of Walt Disney's immediate cartoon family, it's important that you realize what an invaluable contribution you're making to this company. First and most importantly, be proud of what you're doing.
I always was.
This would be needed. You are the pixie dust which keeps the spirit of Walt Disney Productions alive.
Aw.
You have an amazing power, for with a mere handshake and gentle hug, you can bring a smile to a careworn face, a sparkle to a child's eye, or some long-needed joy.
I will say I do miss that part of it. Not the hugging random people, because I don't like hugging, but the being able to brighten someone's day just by simply existing is a very nice feeling. Seeing kids light up and seeing families light up is very special.
Television, animation, and design. Indeed, you are a star.
America on parade!
Responsible for the unique happiness which families discover.
Ooh, Goofy's working that drum.
Whether you're playing a Disney character in the park,
I never got to do that. I never got to ride an attraction in costume. Jim Neighbors and Phyllis Diller. Weird.
or out on the road, you should try to locate a clean and fairly spacious area.
They are showing a lot of the same footage.
Be sure to set your costume on a chair or table.
Oof, just showing the head. Oof.
As you go out to greet your audience, remember that the voices of Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto are easily recognized, and the children are not fooled by imitation.
So this is just like a VIP's costume training video before Chip and Dale became kind of official VIP people. Ooh, flare pants everywhere.
For autographs, pictures, or some special attention. Always keep the safety of these children in mind. If you find yourself in a store situation,
get out.
It's wise to move through larger aisles and stop in cleared areas so the children can surround you with a minimum of pushing or crowding. It's best to avoid smaller aisles, particularly those areas where fragile or breakable items are on display. All of the costume heads will impair your vision, and a quick turn or slip could cause an accident. It's also
one of my early days in costume, I cleared a table at breakfast accidentally. I turned quickly and just cleared the entire table. Food everywhere.
Leave the area and inform your supervisor immediately. Remember, you're working with a very young, unpredictable audience. Children are sometimes hard to understand.
Was there a different kid who like hits it? Yeah. Come here, you little shit. Aww. Screw you, kid.
Most important to remember is that to the children, these characters are real. The fact that there is a person in the costume should never be revealed. Even though the costumes are limiting in some respects, it's important to try to move as naturally as possible. Mickey and his friends are happy characters, full of energy. Character is to become that character. It's your job to bring these film stars to life, to give them energy, feeling, and color. Couple your imagination with your good judgment, and always keep the safety of the children in mind. Remember, while you're in costume, the reputation of Walt Disney's Goofy, Pluto, Donald Duck, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse depend on you.
That's a wonderful character.
Ooh, Honey Poo Pot. Or Honey Pot Poo. Where you could move the arms like this.
You're in a Sears department store will better understand the problems you might encounter.
In a Sears department store?
It's also our purpose to acquaint you with the personality of the character and the possibilities for animation.
I mean, they must have done more, I guess, guest appearances or personal appearances at that time.
Eeyore is to see them in their natural surroundings.
There were times when they would have a special, what was called a special. You'd sign up for it, and if you were selected to be on it, you would go off-site and perform anywhere they asked you to.
In the aisles of a store, doing a simple dance step he thought of all by himself.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, Willie Nilly, silly old bear.
I feel like this wouldn't happen anymore. Characters would not have the time or the room.
The wonderful thing about figures.
I feel like this wouldn't happen as much anymore. Like, there's no way kids would just stand back and watch a character these days, they would be like, sign my book.
Cheer up the situation.
I'm the only one.
Eeyore is the world's saddest donkey. He's very lovable, but extremely shy. Because he never gets enough love and attention, he
I don't like the blue around the eyes.
or wipes the tears from his sorrowful eyes. Poor Eeyore.
Poor Eeyore.
Depending on the Sears facilities, you may have to dress in the back of a shoe department, a children's dressing room,
How the heck would you get out of there?
cramped storage area. Try to locate a clean, fairly spacious spot,
Oh my God.
and be sure to set your costume on a chair or table. Or hang it up.
Wow.
If you're
I guess maybe Disney had a...
Winnie the Pooh, you must be within the height range of 5 feet 9 to 5 feet 10.
Whoa, that's a
You may
gigantic
wear any
poo.
type of clothes you wish underneath the costume.
That is not true anymore.
show on the outside.
They provide you what blues or blacks underneath.
Step into the body.
This is crazy.
Push
I
your
can't
feet
believe this is
through
still online, that they haven't pulled this.
And pull the shoulder straps up over your shoulders. And
I will say that when I worked there, this was not uncommon as far as the design.
now
I never wore this particular because I was too tall, but
done while seated.
some of the bears and things are very similar.
Sit down while in costume.
Get your sneakers on, velcroed into the shoes shells. Yeah, they really don't want you to sit in costume.
After the shoes are tied.
I can't believe that this is online.
Go on is the head.
And this groovy dude will help you.
Inside of the head and hold it upside down facing you. Pull the head up over your own head and set the shoulder braces down onto
On your
your
shoulders.
shoulders.
Imagine that.
Your head should be inside the honey pot. After pulling out the red sweater collar, you should look exactly like Winnie the Pooh.
And you do. I don't think that version of Pooh could sign autographs.
You must be within a height range of 6 feet to 6 feet 2.
That's changed too.
Put on the shoes while seated.
It changed while I was there, because I was able to do this and then wasn't.
Be sure to close them after they're tied. Now, step into the body.
When I cleared the table at breakfast,
Through the legs, pulling the body
that
up
tail,
around your waist.
hardtail Tigger.
Now strap the Tigger tail tightly to your back.
The fun thing about that tail, which I don't think they use as much anymore, the hardtail, it makes you look like a giant slot machine, and people like to yank down on it very hard. That hurts a lot.
You'll need help now putting on the head to make sure all the fur is tucked inside.
Tuck in your neck fur.
Being zipped up.
It's 104 degrees outside, so you'll want to make sure that you don't pass the hell out.
Now
Yeah,
you
this-
should look exactly like
That's pretty much exactly the same that I used to wear. Like, as far as the design goes,
playing
it's
the character of Eeyore. You must be
you're going to have an easy day because you don't have to really do much.
9. Step first into the body.
It's crazy that they didn't provide them clothes to wear underneath. Now, I mean, at least when I was there, they would give you like 6 t-shirts and 6 pairs of shorts every day so that you could change between, because you'd sweat right through it. You'd be drenched.
Sitting down.
I was never thinner. You're basically in a sauna for
Be sure to
6
close
hours a
the
day.
fur after the shoes are tied. Now have
Aside from the head, the
your hook
body looks
inside white
pretty
tag
similar
on the
too.
Back of your neck.
Yep.
and zip up the body, covering the zipper with the Velcro flap. The head is the last thing to go on. Be sure the fur around the neck is on.
It's interesting that there's been no mention of a chin strap, which I don't know that they needed them, but especially in very animated characters, a chin strap to hold the head on is really helpful.
Costumes were designed specifically for these Disney characters, so we ask that you not add to or subtract from the costumes.
I think he could use a scarf.
In conjunction with the Disney designers, may approve a particular costume addition.
Pooh for president.
This Uncle Sam hat for Pooh. Great care has gone into the construction of these costumes, and they should be kept as neat and clean as possible. For this reason, you should hang up your costume before smoking, eating, or drinking.
Oh my God.
As you go out to greet your audience, remember that the
So I guess Disney had a partnership with Sears at some point? Because I've never heard of this. I mean, obviously this seems like this is from the 70s. And out here, this seems like it's from California. Oh, jeez.
Journey through the store, answering the children's questions, and helping guide the character out of overly crowded or awkward situations. While you're in the costume, you must keep the safety of the children in mind. It's wise to move through larger aisles and stop in cleared areas so the children may surround you with a minimum of pushing or crowding. Should there be a mishap, leave the area and inform your supervisor immediately. Remember, you're working with a very young, unpredictable audience. Children are sometimes hard to understand and may give you an extra affectionate pat on the back or even a playful punch.
So for these training videos, they had a child punch a character in pretty much every situation.
Particularly those areas where fragile or breakable.
Yeah, let's not go into the makeup counter, shall we?
With your head in the honey pot, your vision is considerably impaired, and a quick turn or slip could cause an accident. It's also wise to leave objects of value alone. Cameras, purses, and shopping bags are too easily dropped and broken. Most
What was that?
Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore are real. The fact that there's a person in the costume should never be revealed. Even though the costumes are limiting in some respects, it's important to try to move as naturally as possible. Since Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore are happy characters, they love to dance and perform.
Oh yeah, Sears, Winnie the Pooh, and Tigger too. Wow, I didn't know about this at all. I did not know this was a thing.
Winnie the Pooh, tubby little cubby all stuffed with floppies. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, willy-nilly silly old bear.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful chaps. They're loaded with women with vigor. They love to leap in your laps. They're jumpy, bumpy, clumpy, thumpy.
Different lyrics and different voice.
The most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. Tiggers are cuddly fellows. Tiggers are awfully sweet. Everyone else is jealous. That's why I repeat and repeat. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. Their tops are made out of rubber. Their bottoms are made out of springs. They're bouncy, trouncy, flouncy, pouncy, fun, 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 fun. But the most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. Oh, I'm the only one.
Sorry, Tigger, but that was pretty boring. Out comes Mr. Smooth. Eeyore. Pooh's like, I'm back here. What is that? This is so out of character for Eeyore.
And Eeyore is his name. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
This would be so strange to be walking through a Sears and just be like, oh, there's a Pooh unit over there for some reason. They loved making characters do a kick line back then. Jeez.
Basically, your goal at Sears as a Disney character is to become that character. It's your job to bring the toy animals Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore to life. To give them energy, feeling, and color. Couple your imagination with your good judgment, and always keep the safety of the children in mind. Remember, when you're in costume, the reputations of Pooh, Tigger, and Eeyore depend on you.
Got the wonderful character already.
Who's next? Ah, Robin Hood unit.
The Disneyland Walt Disney World Entertainment Division presents this character training tape so that you who are portraying the characters of Robin Hood, Little John, or Prince John will better understand.
Where's Sheriff of Nottingham and Friar Tuck? And Marion.
You with the personality of the character and the possibilities for animation and movement within the limits of the costume.
Little John looks exactly the same. So does Prince John. Robin Hood's changed a bit.
Surroundings.
Well, even though Prince John offered a huge reward for the capture of Robin Hood, that elusive rogue kept right on robbing the rich to feed the poor.
In the castle of Prince John, Robin Hood is wanted as an outlaw. But to the...
It's interesting when you put this in context and think about the fact that there was no such thing as Disney Home Video at this point. So it is very possible that these people who were playing these characters had never seen the film and just never, there was no opportunity to see it. So it was like, let's put some clips of the film into the training videos so that they get at least some sort of reference as to movements and how they are animated.
Sherwood Forest, especially to his best friend, Little John.
Yeah, the next time that sheriff will probably have a rope around our necks. Pretty hard to laugh hanging there, Rob.
Little John is a good-natured, rough-and-tumble brown bear who loves to play jokes on Prince John. Little John is extremely agile for his size and has saved Robin Hood.
There was a particular Christmas that, or holiday season, that the Robin Hood unit in Epcot got hats and scarves. And it was very slow one particular day, so Robin Hood and Little John and Friar Tuck came up with an idea to kidnap Prince John. And so the scarves came off and Prince John was tied to a pole in the UK pavilion. It was very funny.
Whenever his authority is challenged, Prince John will run off by himself.
This random woman's just very mad.
PJ, as he likes to be called, is certainly a perfect target for the clever team of Robin Hood and
PJ,
Little
do you know
John.
I like that? I do.
Whether you're playing a Disney character in the park, at a special event, in a department store,
That's so strange.
or out on the road, you should try to locate a clean, fairly spacious
So it's just going to be the same video over and over again.
chair or table, or hang it up.
That guy was barefoot. What is this?
Go out to greet your audience.
Push him.
Are easily recognized, and the children are not fooled by imitation. So while you're in costume, the first rule is that you do not talk.
Is shut your mouth.
Always keep the safety of the children in mind. If you find yourself in a store situation, it's wise to move through large aisles and stop in cleared areas so the children can surround you with a minimum of pushing and crowding. It's best to avoid smaller aisles, particularly those areas where fragile or breakable items are on display. All of the costume heads will impair your vision.
They must have just set up the shot and said, okay, Pooh come in, Mickey come in, Prince John come in.
Purses and shopping bags are too easily dropped and broken. Should there be a mishap,
Walk away.
inform your supervisor immediately. Remember, you're working with a very young, unpredictable audience.
Who's gonna get punched?
Sometimes hard to understand and may give you an extra affectionate pat on the back or even a playful punch.
Oof.
Patience is the key word in being a Disney character. Most important to remember is that to the children, these characters are real. The fact that there is a person in the costume should never be revealed. Even though the costumes are limiting in some respects, try to move as naturally as...
Oh, they're over near the wishing well in Disneyland, I think. Yeah.
Prince John and Little John are full of energy and love to dance and perform.
They're gonna do a number? Let's see if they do a kick line. What? This little dances they have choreographed for them are very weird. Oof.
Basically, your goal as a Disney character is to become that...
Oh!
Bring the film stars of Robin Hood...
I've never seen that Little John doll before, but I want one now.
feeling and color.
Furiously checks eBay.
Good judgment. And always keep the safety of the children in mind.
Got the wonderful character array.
So we're going to stop there for now. There are another set of these that we'll take a look at next week. I'm currently out of town, so I'm filming 2 episodes at a time right now. So there will be more of this next week to check out, and then the following week I will be checking out another film that I've never seen for a first-time watch. So until next week when we check out some more character training videos, see you real soon. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and like and subscribe, please. Thanks.